Dear Dr. Thắng and dear Ambassador Rasha Hussain, honored guests and attendees. In the last three panels, we have opportunity to listen directly from the persecuted Montagnard victims and religious leaders that we long been subjected to harsh treatment by the government of Vietnam for a number of reasons, including I observed that the authority prejudice against ethnic minority due to lack of respect and understanding, their distrust of Christian beliefs, their hostility toward our past association with the American war effort in Indochina. And after 1980, the government forced migration of northern ethnic group to the highland, add more complexity to the situation. However, we think the hatred toward Montagnard Christian are often originated from the hate speech activities that fuel the tension and consequently cause a discrimination. Recently, we see that online hate speech have become more pervasive due to the easy access of online providers and the increase in technology availabilities. And ladies and gentlemen, the hate speech doesn't directly cause physical pain, but its mental impact on the perpetrators and on the victims is very, very powerful. Hate speech degrades the victim's sense of value derived from their faith. Hate speech, in many cases, drives its perpetrator to execute unjust action toward religious victims without remorse. And these perpetrators' involvement can range from participating in hate speech activity to physically assaulting victims. In Highland Vietnam, many pastors and priests are assaulted by security forces disguised as civilian or by their high man. And the most recent case that I raised questioning with the ambassador is a case happened to a Catholic priest named Joseph Trần Ngọc Thanh. Father Thanh was savagely killed in January of this year when delivering his reconciliation sacrament. A sacrament, ladies and gentlemen. His death encouraged a group of Vietnamese Americans like us to form an organization we call Advocates for Faith and Justice in Vietnam, or AFJV in an acronym. Our goal is to warn the world that inciting hatred as a cause of violence against religion, and we will advocate internationally for justice for victims in Vietnam. And I would like to elaborate on the strategy that our team used to combat hate speech directly directed at religious communities, particularly to our Catholic faith. Those are the ideas that our efforts have done and will do in the future. And our strategy anchors in the principle established by the United Nations human rights policies. This principle, when applied to Montagnard Christians, should include respect for all ethnicity and their faith. We should accept diversity as our rich qualities, not our disadvantages. We should promote dialogue for understanding and tolerance, and we should support for solidarity among all ethnicities. And solidarities mean when one of us is attacked, all will be impacted, and all of us will stand together with unity in response to attacks. And for today, I would like to focus on two strategies the AFJV team has done and will focus on in 2022 and beyond. First of all, we would learn to engage the international community. We should take advantage of the assistance we receive from them. Like the ambassador mentioned, we should understand each relevant international organization mission, their structure, their communication channel, their local point of contact in Vietnam. We have to take initiative to meet with their representatives and increase their knowledge of our people, our culture, our faith, even our geography. And we have to help these international organizations to recognize and put us on their mapping effort of our religious sites, which include in establishing a lines of communication in case of emergency. We have to cooperate with these international organizations that aim at fostering dialogue based on fundamental rights and values. And ladies and gentlemen, we are not alone. U.S. Department of State, Dr. Thắng, and Boat People-SOS have contributed to the creation of the Friends of FORB, which include more than 10 embassies to promote freedom of religion and monitor any violation in religions in Vietnam. The AFJV team participate in forums like IRF Roundtable, Save the Persecuted Christian, and many other organizations that share our values. And we have created a video to summarize the incident that we mentioned earlier about Father Thắng. And we use social media capabilities as our launching pad to spread the news. We currently work on a fact-finding report regarding Father Thắng murder, and our recipients are the United Nations for Human Rights, or the U.S. State Department, and all the friends we have out there. We also plan to attend international religious conference like the IRF Summit this year in late June in Washington, D.C., because we believe this international event attracts thousands of religious leaders around the world, provide a powerful platform for advocacy efforts like us. Secondly, we need to learn in dealing with hate speech, which is the main concern of us. We will learn monitoring and analyzing hate speech. We need to understand the root causes, the driver, the actors of hate speech. We convening all relevant actors. We engage with new and traditional media. We use education as a tool for addressing and countering hate speech. And we leveraging partnership, like I mentioned earlier. The action might include developing an effective intervention, ensuring appropriate cooperation and with law enforcement agency. We develop processes to allow authority, either here or in Vietnam, and online services provider to respond rapidly. A more proactive approach by online service provider to address online hate speech is very, very important. And recently you see decisions made by Facebook or made by Twitter. They have tried to combat hate speech like us. But our job, ladies and gentlemen, our job is to be their eyes and ears. We need to understand their process. We need to document all the violations, and we need to notify them and enforce them to comply with what they have agreed to. In conclusion, I would like to bring up 5 recommendations in the letter Dr. Thắng and many sign-on organizations will present to President Biden when he will host the U.S. Asian Summit that have been planned for March of this year. And it is also our AFJV goal to advocate. Number 1, we recommend to maintain a database of reported incidents of hate speech and ask the Vietnamese government to explain it, to provide a resolution for each incident. We help identify and assess impacts of hate speech on religious community like yourself that target by the government of Vietnam. And we use social media provider as a tool to take down, to help us to take down hate messages that we compile in the database that I mentioned earlier. And we work with United Human Rights Committee to monitor Vietnam compliance with the Article 18 and 20 And last but not least, we will include hate speech as part of the State Department annual report on human rights and on international religious freedom, as well as its decision to designate Vietnam as a country of particular concern. Thank you for listening, and good luck in the fight to keep your faith.